Hi guys, I'm Cassie from Faodail Creation and I upload videos right here every single Wednesday to this channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about must-have items for your sewing room. So I have a few things that I like to cut with, so let's take a look. So these here are my fabric scissors. They're very sharp and I know they're my fabric scissors because they're orange. These here are just my regular scissors that I will use for cutting paper or any item. These scissors here are the pinking shears, which help to stop your fabric from fraying. My rotary cutter I use all the time. I would highly recommend that you invest on a rotary cutter. And these scissors down here are for my applique. This is just so it can lie flat and it can cut your applique really easily. And these here are some other applique scissors. So if you can see that it has like this L shape here, and it just makes it easier to get into your applique. Another thing that I've invested in is rulers. These are the rulers that I use and I have them hung up on my wall right by my cutting table, just so they are easy to grab. And I also have my rotary cutter, my regular normal scissors, and also a lint roller. So what do I use to keep them project stable? Let's take a look. I do like to quilt, so I make sure that I have a supply of 505 spray, which is a temporary fabric adhesive. You can find these at most places. And I also like to have a stash of safety pins, and if you can see, these are slightly curved in order to get into your quilt a bit better than just the straight ones. Obviously we have pins, but wherever I can use the wonder clips, I will always use wonder clips. These are a great investment. I need to get myself a whole lot more. And also wonder tape. I've used this on a few projects, especially when it requires a zipper, because putting zippers into jackets is quite hard and difficult, but with this tape it was a godsend. So it's like a double-sided fabric sticky tape. Highly recommend it. It's called wonder tape. I also just found this wonderful tool, and if you haven't got one and you're a quilter, I highly recommend that you get one. So this here is a seam roller and it's absolutely awesome. It's made out of wood and you roll it and it creates a pressed seam for you instead of having to turn your iron on all the time, just to give that a quick press. And I'll just do a quick demonstration for you. So here's a piece of fabric. I'm just going to create a crease. Just going to roll over it and voila. Let's pretend that this is one of our quilted squares and we just want to press that seam open. And there you go, it lies flat. And now, just for the basics. I always make sure I have a very good range of needles on hand. This is my bobbin thread that comes on big reels like this, and I try not to confuse it with my serger thread because they are different. They are totally different. These are specifically made just for the bobbin, and on most of my projects I can either get away with using just a black or a white instead of having to spin the same colour thread. This on my wall here, on the left hand side over there are all of my serger threads, and on the right hand side are all of my sewing threads. I also do embroidery, so I make sure I have a lot of that thread on hand too. If I need to stabilise any fabric, I also make sure I have some stabiliser on hand too. Now, I don't know about you, but fabric markers have been my nemesis. Trying to find a good fabric marker has just been painful. Now, I've narrowed it down to these two guys. This one here is the air erasable pen, so over time it will just disappear, but just bear in mind in colder temperatures it can have a tendency to come back. So this guy here is my chalk marker, and I absolutely love this one, and I'll do a quick demonstration of this. So on this piece of fabric here, I'm just going to draw a line. Just look how easy it is and how visible that mark is. And I'll just show you one of the pencils that I've used, and it's really tough to get that mark to show up. So I'm just going to draw a line here, just using this pencil. But I really have to press down on it. On the blue one, it's just a quick swipe and my line is marked. So I went to an applique class and all of the ladies had made themselves one of these, and it's a small pressing mat. So instead of grabbing your great big massive ironing board out, you can just press it on this board here, and on the other side, so for applique purposes, this is a Teflon coated mat. So any of my little small applique pieces that I need to apply glue to, I can do it on this side here and just with my iron, and it doesn't stick. So I can peel the applique away. So guys, what do you think? Have I missed anything? Have I given you some food for thought? Are you going to go out and purchase one or two of these items? Leave me a comment below, and don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss seeing me next week. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.